The New York State Corrections Officer strike is now in its 15th day. Workers were told to return to work Saturday morning without punishment.
However, dozens of striking workers, they're still gathered outside of the Elmira Correctional Facility as of today. And WENY's Scott Brubaker spoke to a striking CO today. Scott?
Good evening, Renata and Nick. As of today, the Department of Corrections says only 10 officers have been fired due to the strike so far. We spoke with one Elmira CO today who says he and the others are ready to return to work, but not until the state listens to their demands. As the correction worker strike drags on, New York State is beginning to send out termination notices to striking officers. Effective today, officers who have missed more than 10 consecutive shifts are considered to have resigned their position.
Striking is absolutely illegal for employees and unions that are covered under that law. That's because our corrections officers, like many of our public sector public safety staff, are essential employees, and their showing up for work is essential for the safety of the state.
The threat of losing their job, as well as penalties and possible arrest, isn't stopping thousands of officers from striking. One CO in Elmira, who didn't want to appear on camera, says he will continue to stand up for what he feels is right.
I'm trying to use this as a teachable moment for my son. I wouldn't do anything different than what I've done 10 times out of 10. And if I'm in violation of the Taylor law for fighting for safer work environments, so be it.
The state says it is seeing some officers returning to work, with 6 of 38 prison facilities seeing adequate staff return to duty. Meanwhile, thousands of New York National Guard members continue to provide staffing at 32 other facilities, including Elmira. As for demands to get rid of the HALT Act, DOCCS says repealing it is beyond the scope of the mediation that resulted in the consent award last week.
While the consent award is a good starting point to return people to work, it is only the beginning of having a continued conversation with the frontline staff who come to work every day in our correctional facilities.
When they're ready to talk, we're ready to go back to work, but we're not going to go in as a slap in the face, that last agreement.
And the feeling at the protests outside the Elmira Corrections Facility is that the strike will only end once everyone returns to work, including those who may be terminated. Meanwhile, as state officials move forward with the employment and health insurance termination notices, they want to make it clear that they do not take any of these actions lightly. Nick?